YouTube's always behind. Still sending data. Oh well, never mind, let's kick off. Hello and welcome to the Savvy Gadgetz channel with me, Ian, otherwise known as Van, and this live stream for Project Zomboid on Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock GMT. I'm a bit early, 5 minutes. But, what have I been playing this week? So this week I've played a bit of DayZ, because, you know, apocalyptic survival games are my thing, if you hadn't noticed. But I've also been playing a new game that is in alpha called Plainsofpain. And I've been enjoying it thoroughly. I've put quite a bit of time into it this week, as much as I possibly can. And I'm doing quite well in it. It's £13 on the Steam store. I think it's well worth the checkout, so go and take a look. I will put a link to the Steam page on the description. But if you are watching, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Watch all of my other videos. So this week, Super's on the chat. But he's probably doing other bits and pieces on his stream and might be doing his dad jobs. Hopefully he'll join us later. No sign of Dave, but let's get in and see where we are. So, our base in Rosewood is doing okay. We seem to have an absolute abundance of generators just kicking around. I don't think we've ever had it so good. But our base has a water supply. Water hasn't run out quite yet. It has electricity supply in the form of a generator, and we've got water barrels. But again, water and electricity haven't run out yet, so it hasn't rained either, so the water barrels don't actually have anything in them. So what I want to do is I want to build up our reserves. So at the top of the house where we are, let's see if the server's restarted and we have company. Can be a thing. My character is exerted from doing something, from belly jog. So let's just take it. I've also armoured myself up. I've got my tailoring right up as high as I can. These leather strips and patches are applied to my clothing. Chubby Mule, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. So what we've got up here is we've got these two sinks here. So what I want to try and do is I want to try and get barrels above those as well, whilst I've still got a decent carpentry skill. Now, in order to do that, you may remember last week, if I just dive out here, I've boarded out these, is that I'll need to build something over here. Now, I can't just build anything I like. I need to build stairs. They only go in, if you build stairs, they only go in two directions, you may have noticed. And I've been kicked from the server. Okay, great. That doesn't happen often. It's fairly rare. Typically, typically on a live, I get kicked out of the server for something. I hope that's not going to be a precursor. Don't know why that is. Maybe it's a mod. One of the mods that we've got in. Now we do have a fair few mods, so it could be any one of those. I have been on a little bit in PZ this week. Let's see if this carries on. If it does, we may have to try something else. And I got kicked out there apparently when I was in here, so that's how long it takes for you to actually kick out. So as you see, the stairs here, you can only build stairs in a couple of directions. One is in that direction and one is actually going up to the top left, so top right and top left. You can't build stairs bottom left and bottom right. So what I'm going to have to do on the top here is board over this sort of like bit on the top here, so board up over there and then build up a platform above here. And I have to build the stairs in this direction in order to do it, so that kind of makes it more awkward, but you know, it is what it is. So we will be doing that at some point today. Hopefully we'll be able to get some trees down because we've got some smaller axes. We're not doing too bad for food. I mean, there's our generator. I'm not connecting it yet. We have the magazine, so if I die and I get kicked off again, what is going on with my server? I'm going to restart the server. because that seems to be having a lot of problems at the moment. I'm just going to do this over here. There we go. It might be that a mod is a little bit out of date. See how that goes. Containers. Project Zomboid. Let's restart it. Type 21. I know there are some bits updated this morning. It might be that my server's out of date since the last look. In the meantime, it gives me a chance to crack open my Red Bull, the drink of choice, or my favourite, my beloved Red Bull. How I've missed it. Or I could just play Plains of Pain, because that's a lot better. I know that's not going to go. I'm going to be playing it single player. Let's see. Just looking at the log files. Yeah, it looks like it's downloading some bits and bobs. So, loading the assets. Oh, it might be a case of we have to restart the server for next week. Who knows? Take out some of the mods. The joys of being an admin. That's all I could say. But still, let's talk Build 42. Build 42 is still coming. The devs at PZ have basically said, because they don't do small interim updates, they tend to do big stuff in one go, and that's why you get Build 41, Build 42 and Build 43 and on. So we know we're getting NPC animals, we know we're getting an extended map, we know the crafting is what's kind of holding it up at the moment. So let's minimize that. Okay, so where were we? Hopefully this time we won't get kicked out. See how it goes. So yeah, like I say, I need to build a set of stairs up there. Build 41, which was the last big update, was approximately Christmas 2003. It's a year and a half away, I believe, from what I remember. Why is my character still exerted? Not overloaded. It must have been that bad, whatever it was I was doing. I can't remember what it was. But if this carries on, I am just going to swap games. But we do have an extensive book collection. Let's just have a quick dive into Rosewood. Okay. That kind of finishes it. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. Malformed packet. Now I know I'm up to date with it, so maybe that's a let's do a solo playthrough. Okay, so we'll go for apocalypse mode. Actually, what am I actually working on at the minute? It's at the end of times as though you see there's an error pop up down there. I think I'm probably going to have to take some, because it's heavily modded. You can see I've been having some fun here. So funnily enough, I'm at the same place but different game. But so this is solo because the server's not playing ball. So looking for books. Bollocks. We've got lots of carpentry, how to use generators. Don't have a generator, so we will try that. This car actually has a key in it. So let's go ransack Rosewood, because that's what we're into. So we need As you can see, there's quite a few zombies about. Did I have the turret on this? Let's just check that out, because I did showcase a while ago. Oh, there's a sports car. The auto turrets. I'm wondering if they're in this build. No, I don't think they are, because I'm pretty sure I planted one there. And on this score, so no, it's not. I've got no idea what's happening with this particular playthrough, so let's go and check out the police station. I'll probably swap over to Plains of Pain at the end so you can see what it's like. Just do a little showcase on that. No, this doesn't look like this is on extremely rare loot either. Power's still on. Probably not for long. Okay, doors open. Oh, I have actually been here and looted. And doesn't look like there's much in here that I want. Shotgun. Not particularly worried about that. How much does my baseball bat? It's not got a huge amount on it. So, have I got any backup weapons? Oh, I do actually have a shotgun. But next to nothing else. So, hello. So, I'm going to try and avoid conflict as much as I possibly can. Because I don't have the ability to fight that much. So that probably means I've been down here as well to the fire station. Do a quick flyby. God, guess me every time. So I'm not going to do too much here. I'm just going to check out stuff, see what's about. Metal pipe, car battery, nails. No, I've been here before because there's a dead body. Propane torch. Ah. Do you know what I saw there? Something that's going to be infinitely useful. I saw wood glue. 2 wood glues, in fact. Ah, crowbar and axe. We're definitely having those. Well, at least I've got some backup weapons now. Not worried about fireman's uniforms. Another axe. And a sledgehammer. Sledgehammer's really useful for taking out walls and things, so you can actually destroy them. 4 axes and a pipe wrench. Okay, so I get the feeling it's not an extremely rare loot, because we're going to snag them, that's for sure, and then make our way off. Another 4 axes. Well, at least I'm not short of them. Midnight. The witching hour, as they say. So yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more from the server. Might have to look into that. So, a triple hit from the side. Excellent, that's just what you need. Crawler. I'm going to put those axes in the shed at home. But at least I have the ability to repair the axe, the baseball bat that I've got, and I've also got the axes so I can cut down trees. I've got sterilised rags, this is good. So I've obviously done some work here. The joys of Rosewood. I'm going to get that sports car. What are we... Oh, this isn't American Toy. I always think that entrance is for the garage, and I always get it wrong. I'm going to have to kill my way through this lot. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's a generator in the garage. Again, I've been fighting around here. You can see the dead bodies. Falcon! Hello, mate. Long time no see. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, the car is loud. I think it's actually I'm not entirely sure what it is, whether it's just classed as a sports car or not. I'll check the mechanics and I'll let you know in a second. Yeah, so the multiplayer server's playing up for some reason. I've got no idea why. Yes, I'm fine, thank you, Vulcan. Apart from a touch of sciatica, which is self-induced for, you know, overdoing it a bit. I'm alright. Things are going well. I'm actually looking forward to, at the end of next month, sort of like on the 19th is my last working day. I've got 6 whole weeks off, so yeah, I'm doing fantastic. So another month worth of work, and I'm on a sabbatical. So I'm quite pleased about that for obvious reasons. Looking forward to a long period of time off. To be fair, this year's been quite hard at work, and it's not getting any easier. So yeah. Sledgehammer in there. Yeah, so once again, this week I've been playing Plains of Pain. I've been putting a lot of time and effort into that. I've been really quite enjoying it. It's been real good fun, actually. So, what have I got in my backpack that's weighing me down so much? Oh, 2 axes, that might be. And one's in bad condition. So we'll put that in the back of the car as a backup weapon. Crowbar. I should imagine I've got common sense on the server. Let's put the... if you've watched this channel, I generally don't go in for the shotgun as a weapon. I know Vulcan's used it to a great extent. I tend to avoid it. I tend to take a quiet approach to this game. Especially when I'm on my own. Hey, Bella's joined me in the study. I'll actually keep the wood glue in the back there as well, in case I need to repair my baseball bat. Now, the other thing I was looking for, which I didn't find and didn't pick up, was some nails. I did see some in the fire station. But anyway, because this is... That and the machete, yeah, the machete's one of my favourites as well. I mean, I quite often use the axe, I quite often use the baseball bat, the crowbar. I tend to avoid shotguns and guns in general. It usually, because this is single player, I can actually sleep and I can pause and I can do all sorts. It's great. I don't have to worry about stuff, you know. I can pause and sort of like reconsider. That's the nice thing about playing single player. Yeah, well, welcome to the channel. What's good is that I've got what looks like a fully stocked pantry of food. What's not good is I don't seem to have, or I haven't set up a generator, and I don't have anything down the side here. That's bad. So I've got some carpentry work to do, but there should be plenty of water and fluids about. In fact, what am I eating? I better eat something before I head out. Common sense, but as I've been saying, I've been playing Plains of Pain, and I will showcase that at the end, just give you a quick playthrough. So if you're new to Project Zomboid, then let me explain something about cans. If you want to open cans, the corned beef The canned sardines and the tuna, they use a ring pull system. You do not need a can opener to open them, but all of the round cans, so the peaches, the fruit cocktail, the mushroom soup, all of those you need a can opener for. Now, if you've got a mod called Common Sense, you can open these things with knives, forks, and other implements like a machete, so you can gain access to them. So I think, have I got that installed? Open one. So yeah, so it says can open a fork, hunting knife, kitchen knife, machete, a screwdriver, a spoon, and a stone knife, which a stone knife you can craft. So now the other important thing about this is different cans will give you different benefits. A fruit cocktail, the peaches, the canned pears. Once you open them, if I open one, and I think I've actually got a can opener on my person anyway, so that's right. So if you check out the nutritional values of it, it'll actually, obviously reduce your hunger, but it also reduces your unhappiness because it's a happy meal. So this will help you fight depression, basically. Right. So have I got chips and things like that? I've got some chips. I need to find a bin as well. So at some point I need to find a bin. Well, we're going to go back. I'm feeling a little bit more confident now that I've got a backup weapon or two, that I can actually start fighting. Fighting the bad guys, the zombies, no less. There's my pile of books. And you, Vulcan, have a great weekend yourself, mate. Thanks for dropping in and joining the chat. And if you are watching, don't forget to hit that like button, support my content. Costs you nothing. And there we go. So that's why I love the baseball bat. Have I got a hammer? Yes, I knew I'd seen a hammer. So, right. Blunt instruments, sharp instruments. There is a difference, obviously. Apart from the fact they're two different types of damage, if you attack a zombie with a sharp bladed weapon, including a spiked baseball bat, it will damage the clothing they're wearing, or the clothes they're wearing. That will reduce their durability by quite a bit. However, if you hit them with a baseball bat or other blunt instruments, it doesn't, and then you can use them to create bandages, sort of like ripped sheets and that kind of thing. And obviously, bandages you can sterilise. You can sterilise in two different ways, really. One of them includes disinfectant and another liquid that is bourbon. The other way is to boil them on the hob or on a campfire in a pot of water. Now, obviously, a sterilised bandage helps prevent infections, so you're more likely to survive lacerations and scratches. But if you get bitten, that is the end. Now, like I say, I don't know what's going on with the server, so I'm not playing multiplayer this week because the server keeps kicking me out. I don't know why. It was fine earlier in the week. Some updates happened. I'm going to try and take out the zombies as much as I possibly can to prevent respawns. I'm expecting this baseball bat to bite the farm any second. Right, so crawlers. If you're facing zombies that are upright and ones that are crawling, your character will always go for the ones that's upright, leaving the crawlers to get to you. So it's always important to try and keep them separately as much as you can. So I guess it's a general tip week this week. And so I need nails and things like that. Let's just go past these guys and surroundings. This looks like it could be quite a fight. Oh, that was close. Timed that well. Long blunt's gone up, that's good. Let's take these guys over here because there's a little group on the corner. Try and take out stragglers as much as I possibly can. That way I'm not having to take on too many at once. Does make it hard. I do have multi-hit on the server, I think, on this playthrough. So, and if the green outline, now the green outline isn't on by default, and it's one of the options. Let me just get in the car so I'm relatively safe, relative being an operative word in this game. Okay, so if I go to the options, it's on here, it's the aim, under cursor, it's the aim outline. Now usually is this just on ranged weapons, but if you switch it to any weapon, it will include obviously your melee, which is why for my melee combat that green outline's coming up. Really useful. Minimap is enabled as well, it's another server setting. Nice thing about baseball bats has a knockback effect. Oh, we've got 2 crawlers, so I'm just gonna leave them on because the crawlers, they're slower, and you can just walk. The longest I've gone without dying, oh god. I guess that depends largely on the server. I mean, some servers, I mean, the last playthrough that we did multiplayer, I mean, I brought the farm 6 times. But there have been other playthroughs, single playthroughs, and multiplayer playthroughs where I have not died at all. And it is just the luck of the draw, really. And sometimes you just get caught out. And it's just the thing, right? But I've gone months and months and months in game without dying. And it kind of gets to the point where... Because this is the big problem with Project Zomboid. And I don't think Build 42 is actually going to address this in any way. They're adding lots of nice things to Build 42, don't get me wrong. NPC animals, the crafting system, underground bunkers, bigger maps, you're able to go into cellars, there's huge buildings. There's a lot of good coming in Build 42. However, it doesn't. I don't think it's going to address the main problem, which is when you've done everything, you've got lots of gear, you've got lots of ammunition, you've got lots of weapons, you've got lots of food, you can survive. All that's left is you have to survive, and that's it. And at that point, you think, well, what's the point? There is no sort of real end game content. Build 42 is not going to address that, I don't think. It may increase the longevity, but I don't think Build 42 is going to be a be-all and end-all fixer. You need to work towards an end goal in the game other than just surviving for long periods of time. Otherwise, you know, why are you playing the game? If you don't have goals, you've got nothing. I mean, at the moment, I'm trying to get a house built up, I'm trying to get food. Why does it keep doing that? Comes up with a context menu. Trying to get food, trying to get electricity, making sure I've got water. And then once this base is built up, I can perhaps move on. Because what we usually do in the multiplayer, which I can't do because the server's playing up today, and that hasn't done that for as long as I've had a multiplayer server. Let's place it. Just goes to reboot it and the job's done. But something's not happening, so I'm not sure what to do there. But it's like you build up a base, and then perhaps you move on to the next town. So we moved from Rosewood to Muldra to West Point to Louisville. Louisville is by far the biggest loot cache you will find. And even on... So what we're experiencing at the minute with extremely rare loot is that there's still tons of loot around, and you're not really hassled or... You know, in our multiplayer server, we've got tons of food, we've got tons of stuff, and it's extremely rare and it's ridiculous. Now, I'm really considering moving it down another notch to, practically non-existent. At least that way you've then got to rely more on foraging and the other sources and trapping and things like that. Oh, I wasn't expecting to catch both of them. And I think that would make a much harder sort of experience. When you think about the vanilla games like DayZ, you start off with practically nothing, and loot is generally, in the vanilla, loot is generally non-existent. You're lucky if you find food or water, and it really is a hard survival experience. Years ago, when I started playing Project Zomboid, this is back in 2017, when I started doing videos online and things like that, so I've been doing it for a long time now. you know, finding loot was really hard, and that was the vanilla setting. I think half the problem is that when people start playing Project Zomboid, there's a big gap. So I'm just going to pause the game here while I'm having a quick rant or quick chat. Back in the day, it's like you'd walk into a shop, there perhaps be an item on a shelf, maybe if you were lucky. Most of the shelves were empty and you'd find nothing. These days, you start a vanilla game, even on Apocalypse, you're finding tons of loot. And the default setting on Apocalypse mode is rare. Yet even in multiplayer, there is an absolute ton of loot everywhere. And we've found that. And if you look back at the ones where we've done a fresh start on my video channel, you'll see we walk into sort of like the Gigamart in Rosewood, or you walk into the houses, or you walk into Book Naked, or you walk into the police station and you go to the gun cabinets at the back. There's guns and ammunition and all sorts there, and this is rare loot. Yet there are things in the game at the moment that annoy me. Loot aside, it's like the electricity's gone out, burglar alarms still go off years later, and that sort of thing. But still, rant over, let's carry on. Well, see, right, okay, so let's take a look at this. Like, so this is kind of what I expect extremely rare loot to look like. You've got a couple of items in here, maybe. I've got a fresh burrito, I'll eat that, thank you. Nothing on the shelves, you know, it's just a much harder experience. And I think the reason why that you are finding more items is because new players, even on sort of like sandbox modes, you weren't, you know, in like the builder mode and the survivor modes, which are supposed to be easier, there wasn't much loot kicking about. And I think they've upped the loot specifically to cater for news, because I think they were finding a lot of people were quitting the game because they weren't able to do too much. This is a very empty place. I've obviously been through here and taken everything already, because you can say, oh, I've been in here in general. So yeah, I mean, you've got like a fine balance of making a game fun and challenging, but without making it so challenging that people are just dying every 5 minutes and quitting. Yeah, I mean, I think that is largely the case, Chubby. It's there was an interesting poll that IndieStone released, and basically what it said is most people don't play Project Zomboid multiplayer, which was brought in Build 41. And we try and play weekly multiplayer. Yeah, I mean, but most people do solo experiences. They prefer, perhaps they just do the whole go through. And the thing I like about multiplayer is it gives me the ability to showcase multiplayer in general, but it also gives me the ability to sort of go around with a group of guys and, you know, do a lot more, get a lot more loot in, you know, and showcase other bits and pieces, which is what I like about it. But it's you know, I think it's Project Zomboid or any loot game like this is better off as a shared experience. Unfortunately, that's not the case this weekend, because our beloved server, which has been faithful for years, and I mean years, has brought a farm for whatever reason. And it's still there. Okay, leather jacket. I'm just going to drop that on the floor because I need the... So, leather jackets, I need them for the leather strips. Do I have any scissors? I've got scissors, okay. So what I'm going to do is going to cut up, rip the clothing. So what this will give me is... out with scissors, out the leather jacket. and this will give me... Oh, my tailoring's gone up. Oh, that's nice. Put those in the back. It also gives me thread, and for that I can actually sort of build up my character's armour on the clothes that he's wearing. But anyway, back to an end goal. An end goal's a tricky one. I mean, what they want you to do is build up communities. That's what they're after. They want you to build up a community of people with different levels of skill, and this is something that again is coming, as I understand, it's coming in Build 42. That they're going to get rid of the old professions like policeman, builder, carpenter, and they're going to be a lot more along the lines of butcher, tanner, that kind of thing. And the world's going to be years after the initial zombie event. So they want you to build communities. Now, I don't see how that's going to be a thing until they get NPC players in. Get the crawler. She's wearing some lovely gloves. Oh, she was dressed. She was dressed for style. She was. Take the watch off her. Yes, I am a watch thief. Anyway, yes, I did say I would find out what kind of car this is. Apparently I've been driving around with the bonnet open. And it is a sports car, which is why it sounds so loud. Didn't look like it was missing a muffler. Alright, so this is basically zombie clearance. Clear out Rosewood. Let's see if my baseball bat breaks. But what I'm really after are nails. Using the backing off technique. Trying to keep them as much distance as I possibly can. The letter opener is stuck in his leg. Also helps to keep him off the road because... oh, hello, he's still alive. Cheeky boy. Haha! Missed! And so did I, so we both missed. Somehow I managed to completely bypass his head. Whew, that was a close one. Right, can I put the wheel on this sports car? Maybe I've already put the wheel on this sports car. Again, I've looked at this. So these are the two different types of sports car. So yeah, that looks like it's intact. Can I hotwire it? Is there a key in it? Can I hotwire it? Hotwire engine, yes I can. And I can hotwire it because I've got electrical and mechanical. The likelihood of it having petrol in it though is unlikely, which is another one my pet hates. It's like, you see cars just laying around. They're going to have some kind of petrol in it. Someone's going to have like driven them there. Maybe they left them running, in which case you would expect them to be open as well. And that's where the common sense comes in, because you've got a crowbar, you can open car doors. But for some reason, a burglar can't break into a car. Need a coat hanger for that or something. Which reminds me, that's something else that's coming into Build 42. Is like, oh, hello. Full tank of gas. Look at that. Move it out of the way. We'll use that as a spare car a bit later. I'm wondering if that's a setting that I put on the server. Maybe it was. Because I don't know what's in this playthrough, I don't know what to expect. Sorry, it took your barrow off, man. Oh, she's a toughie. So I'm just going to go and check something out. Yeah, I've got auto turret installed on this. That's going to be an interesting one. So if you didn't see a video I did a couple of weeks ago, I did actually showcase the auto turret mod, which it's okay. I mean, it's quite, the auto turrets themselves are pretty good, but there are some issues with actually building them is quite a trick. Super's joining me on the chat. Just to fill you in, Supes, the server's not playing ball.
It needs an update stuff.
I've restarted it and it's still crapping out on me.
I had a couple. I'm getting in right now on it.
Yeah, you can get in it. I kept getting kicked out with a type 21 error. It did it to me a couple of times, so I reset it, and it still kept doing it. So I think there's a mod that's causing it.
I just turned it on, and it gave me a few updates to the different mods.
Ah. Okay, because I'm actually playing single player at the minute. Whilst I'm generally chatting about Build 42.
Yeah. I'm getting these are the end times.
Yeah, I got in and I could play for about 5 minutes. And then I got kicked out.
Well, let me see what I can do here.
Let's see what happens. So anyway, the auto turret mod. The turrets are pretty cool, I got to admit. I really did like them. And
I'm walking around.
Yeah. I mean, I was fine for about 5 minutes and then it just started kicking me off left, right and centre. It was like I went to the bathroom upstairs, I was explaining about adding water barrels, and then I got kicked out, and then I got back on, I walked out downstairs, got outside, kicked me out again. So I've no idea.
Did you update your mods that you had?
I did, and there was nothing waiting for me at that time, so I think perhaps...
Yeah, because I'm walking around right now and I'm not having any issues.
Okay. Well, give it a few minutes.
I see you have your car here still running.
Yeah, I was in it.
Let me turn it off for you.
Yeah, cheers.
Okay, there we go. It gave me the type 21.
Yeah, there you go. That's the problem. I figure it's a mod that's doing it. So, as I was saying, we might have to take off some of the mods on the server. But that's something I will do during the week after the playthrough. So you might as well just do a single player, mate.
I'm looking it up real quick.
Cool, tough nut.
Yeah, I don't know which mod it would be that it would cause that much issue.
Yeah, it is rare. Let's face it. It's not something that we've come across whilst playing multiplayer for how many years?
Well, until you get it solved or whatever, I would just shut down the server for now, and that way your car's not running. And
well, the server doesn't run unless somebody's actually in it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll still chat with you, and we can both still chat and everything.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So what I'm doing is a single player. I've picked up a single player.
I'm going to get back into my no cars run then.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You do that. But so
for those who don't on Ben's server who don't know, a while back here, I haven't done it for a couple months now because I had Joe with us to play along to keep me company on the server. But I started a no cars run. The trick to this is not only do I have no cars, but I cannot sleep in anything that already has a bed in it. And I have to take and actually visit each city at least once.
Oh my god. So did you start at Riverside by any chance?
Yes, I did.
Because, right, so to give you some idea, Riverside is at the top sort of end of the map. Rosewood is sort of like central to the south. Does that include having to go to Marchridge?
I might hit March Ridge, but the main 3 cities I have to actually join or go to, or main 4 cities.
Right, okay, so that would be Riverside, Rosewood, Muldra, West Point, and then obviously the city itself of Louisville, which was added in Build 41.
Riverside, no, Riverside, West Point, Muldra, and Rosewood are the main ones.
They're the original 4
main ones.
Yeah. As I said, Louisville was added for Build 41, which is when multiplayer was introduced as well.
Yes.
And that was at Christmas 2003, I believe. It's been about a year and a half since Build 41's been out.
Alright, and so I cannot use any building that already has a pre-made bed.
It is a hard place.
See, what I did is I started up over here and everything, and now I am down at the the mansions at West Point.
Oh right, oh okay, fair enough. So
thing is, I haven't been using them for actual, should I say, actual sleeping, because I cannot do that.
You can't do that. No, that's against the law. So what are you basically tenting it? Challenge. It's against the rules of the challenge. You're tenting it, right? Okay.
And the end game is, once I visited all 4 main cities, I go to a spot, and I have to build my actual base from the ground up.
Yeah. Yeah.
While using no cars.
While using no cars, yeah. I mean, we did a base builder 1 run on our multiplayer server a couple of refreshes ago, where we couldn't actually use houses we had as bases. We had to build our own bases up from the ground up, and we were quite successful with that. I mean, we had to start in Riverside, and we could only move on when we had water or electricity, and then we could move on to the next city. So we started off.
That was
Riverside.
Actually a fun challenge.
That was fun. I mean, I built a floating base, and if you go back and watch that, the floating bases are pretty easy to do. Whether they'll be allowed in Build 41 or not, I don't know, but that's going to be interesting to find out. But if you've got a sledgehammer, what you can do is you can take out stairs, which disables the zombie's ability to get up to the next level. So what you do is you build a set of stairs, which needs carpentry level 7. You build a platform, a wall with a window in it, throw out a sheet rope so that you can get in and out of the window, and then with the sledgehammer you take out the stairs, leaving the platform with the window floating on the next level with the sheet rope in it, and then you can get up and down, but the zombies can't. And I did that in several places. I did it over the bridge down West Point, and I did it in the central park of Louisville, over the water. But yeah, that was a really successful playthrough, and it was interesting and challenging in quite a few different ways. But you've done some really interesting stuff challenge-wise as well with the illiterate. Can't read.
I started out illiterate.
Yeah.
I started out illiterate. I have the mod Learn to Read on here. So my character, by watching TV and stuff like that, actually can learn to read. Was able to learn to read. So.
I mean, that was a cool
challenge.
But I
actually have turned off. What's that?
That was a cool challenge, has to be said.
Oh, yeah. Plus, my character is obese.
Access to the zippy market? You don't have to go through the door or the window. Oh look, so the turret handbooks are here. For the auto
Something
turret
else I
mod.
did find, a mod I did get tuned into was a gun learning mod.
Oh really? Oh, okay.
Which basically helps you learn how to aim and...
Fair enough. There's no bin in here, is there? I've just noticed that. I suddenly realised. Just going to drop those on the floor though. The annotated maps will give you places where you can go. Look, I'll come back for those books later.
So I'm going to be making a trip to where I used to live at one point, about 3 or 4 years ago, and picking up something for my Star Wars collection that is very rare.
Oh, really? Go. So tell me more.
So you remember when episode 1 came out where they had the coolers and stuff at the different stores and stuff?
Yeah, vaguely.
That were shaped like R2-D2?
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
I am acquiring one of those.
Oh, that will be cool.
For $150.
Even for a standard cooler, that's not bad. But for one that's basically R2-D2 is just really cool. If you excuse the pun.
I'm not... And it is going to be coming home with me.
Awesome. I want photographs on the Discord. So, yeah, don't forget, we've got a Discord channel.
On the Discord, I got people already asking me to send them photographs of it when I get it home and stuff. And oh, it's going to be...
Yeah. Well, so the wife I didn't have any crisps or snacks for this week. So the wife's just... My lovely wife, who is amazing, and I love her very much, she went out and got me some cheesy poofs. I have cheesy poofs.
Hey, cheesy poofs.
It's like, yeah, I am Eric Cartman. Yeah, cheesy poof. Yeah, so if you're new to Project Zomboid, I'm quite happy to explain what I'm doing, some of the game mechanics. If you want to get on the Discord server, there's a link in the description below. There's a really great map link so you can see the entire gameplay area for Project Zomboid and see all the points of interest where you can go and loot stuff. There is a fantastic modding community, although it doesn't always work in your favour, such as this week. But yeah, Project Zomboid is one of the games that's been going for a long time. Now, back to the builds, something that I need to say here is, when you buy Project Zomboid, you pay, I don't know, if you don't get it discounted, it's about £12 on the Steam store.
Which is about $15 for American.
For American, okay, great. That's still not a great deal of money, yeah? You've got to remember...
Not really, that's actually cheap for a game nowadays.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, the game that I've been playing a lot of this week, called Plains of Pain, which is in alpha, so it's a bit rough and ready. That's about £13, so that'd be about $16, $17, I guess. And I think it's got potential, and I will demonstrate it in about 40 minutes, because I quite enjoy it. But yeah, so you've got to remember, they take the last one was about a year and a half ago, when Build 41 came out, and you've got to remember, this is about the amount of time it would take a game company to build a DLC, which they would then sell you. Indie Stone don't work that way. The way that they do it is they take their time, they give you the next build, the next iteration of Project Zomboid, they bring in all of these great features, and they don't charge you for it. It's just an update to the already existing game for the game that you brought for 12 quid or $15. Which is what I think sets Project Zomboid, apart from many other games in this genre and any other genre, because everybody does DLCs these days, or outfits that you can wear around, and that annoys me quite a lot. But it's how companies, supplement their servers and all of that. But servers are run by community builders such as myself and Mr. Atomic Dark and varying other places. There's quite a lot of them out there if you want to get on them. Frosty does his own one, has done for years. I've been doing mine for years. So, there are good servers out there. Like I say, join the Discord, ask questions, we'll do our best to answer them. Or even, I try and demonstrate them whilst I'm playing and explain whilst I'm going along. So, yeah.
One that I do know is actually also a pretty good community server. Oh, hello there, peoples.
Peoples!
Hello there, guests.
Right,
friends.
So, I'm not going to be about too much next weekend because I've got a LAN party to go to. I'm going to the Fragland LAN party. Oh, really? Locked doors? Right, so McFudgington's does cake. And I love cake, so I'm going to find cake. Oh, yours. Oh! Right, okay, so let's pry it open with a crowbar because I've got the common sense mod. And it allows you to do that.
So do I.
Yeah, it allows you to do that to doors. It allows you to do it to cars if you turn it on. Oh, come on, you.
Okay,
Use
so
this
basically
NPC.
what I'm going to be doing here is I am going to be leaving this area.
You leave that area.
Well, yes, I'm going to leave this area. And because I don't have sprinters on...
Oh. Sprinters. Filthy word.
I'm going to go back to where...
Oh, pickles.
Because I have it set to where they're really, really slow during the day.
Right,
and
okay.
they speed up at night.
Okay. So, Chubby Mule in my chat has basically said, I need the challenge of only looting at night.
That's possible. You can take and loot only at night.
Mm-hmm.
You do the challenge of looting at night, and you take and...
Yeah, but let's get something clear. If the people who've been watching, who watch my channel and watch me play, I generally loot at night. It's just a thing for me. It's not exactly a challenge, I don't think. At least not one that I'm not used to. So I think that might be a bit of a cheat, to be honest.
Well, see, the thing is you can loot at night.
You can.
But turn on sprinters.
But turn on... Oh, God, sprinters. I did do a playthrough with sprinters, and it was harsh. I got hurt so much. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. One of the Private Lime actually did night sprinters.
Oh, nasty. Because I think the standard sprinters, they only sprint during the day. I'm just going to run this guy over.
Yes.
I'm fed up of seeing him crawl around. That one's embedded in a car.
Okay. Are you by yourself? Yes.
All by yourself. Got to be all by yourself. Yeah, so, yes, it's fair to say that Super has challenged himself a fair bit in the game of Project Zomboid. In varying different ways. I think, didn't Private Lime take a one where it was you could only take negative traits? Or he had to be all negative traits or something like that? There are some really cool videos out there for some of the weirdery that you can do in this game. Oh, there's a nightstick.
For build 42, I'm waiting for somebody to actually do a challenge with that skyscraper.
Yeah. Why did it just do that? Oh, that's annoying. I think my mouse could be on its way out. I think the right trigger is slowly going because it keeps trying to bring up the context menu when I hold it down. So I think that's probably the mouse button going. Which is a shame because I really actually quite like this mouse. I know it's nothing special, but at the same time, I have been using it for a very long time. I want to see what's in this truck as well, see if I can get these at least hot-wired.
See, the thing is, I didn't even do the hot wired. I guess what I could do is jump on Gracie Be Love server.
Yeah.
The community server there, and she's actually got a lot of mods on there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's something that's unique. One of the mods that's unique to our server. The best I can do is take off the ones that
trial and error.
Trial and error. Yeah, I mean, I can try it on my local server as well because I can. What you can do is you can actually run a server on your local PC, a multiplayer server on your local, which is what I used to do before I had one online. Bourbon, I'll take that. So yeah, and I used to run it on this computer and play on this computer, and have the other guys would come on and play on my server on my local computer over on my internet. That's how we used to do it. Now I can run, because like the way I set up my online server is to use the config from the local server on my computer. It's exactly the same, so at least that gives me a like for like comparison. So I'm going to take the plank as well because I'm going to need that.
But yes, I actually made a platform on the little pond there, near the three mansion garage.
Yeah.
3 mansions.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been just building composters to block it off.
Welder's mask and a propane torch, that's very handy. Now, Roseville's great because it does actually have a fair number of barbecues that take gas. So, I'm just going to loot all of that. Now, I want the bottle of disinfectant. I don't care about the medical gowns. Not really worried about the cotton balls, but we'll take those as well. Adhesive. Why have I done that? Adhesive bandages. Suture needle. You definitely need those. Scalpels are useful for creating different types of windscreens. If I remember right, scissors do have a durability. They just don't do a lot of damage, so maybe I'll take another pair of scissors. Tweezers. Now, if you get shot, if say like you're in PvP and you get shot, but then you manage to make it away, I think if I remember rightly, because I did this was a problem that I came across with super survivors. In order to get the bullet out, you needed to use the tweezers to get it out. What the hell? Did I just?
Yes, I believe that is the thing.
Yeah. So having the tweezers are pretty useless in a single player game, but in a multiplayer game they're not. I think I must have just accidentally pressed the space bar. Oh, it's getting dark.
Well, see, on the single player, you can use tweezers to pull out glass.
Yeah, you remove glass with them. If you do something silly like break glass without a weapon in your hand, you will hurt yourself. You'll get some deep lacerations, and you'll need to use sort of like tweezers to get the glass out of there before you sterilise the wound and then bandage it. Meanwhile, I'm hightailing it back to the hideout. No,
Back to your hideout?
Yeah. Again, I'm in Rosewood and I'm at the base outside of Rosewood. And it's an easy walk, to be honest. But the thing that I really need the most, apart from getting the water supply up and running, is the generator. I've now got nails.
See, the cool part about my platform is that I actually took and made it to where I just put up a tent.
Yeah.
I made one walkway.
Okay.
And it's a narrow walkway, so one square walkway.
Oh right. Oh okay. Living on the edge, literally there.
Then the platform is enough to have the tent and just sit down and enjoy it. And then the zombies can't take and come at me, because this is actually a known thing by most Zomboid players that are normal and stuff, is the zombies can't break a composter.
Oh right. Oh, okay. It's a bit like the TVs.
Yeah.
There are quite a few mechanics that you can do, like having low-level fences with a crate behind them. So you have a fence either side of a crate. You can get over them, but zombies can't. They can't fall over them like they normally do, and they can't get on top of them either. They can't get past them. It's the same if you just put TVs on the ground. The zombies can't get round them. Okay, so let's get this upstairs. Let's get this show on the road. I may not have the appropriate carpentry skill for this. Let's see what we can do. Wooden floor. Oh, that's right, you can't do it. And this is another thing. It's like, you can build a wooden floor outside of a window without any problems. However, it depends on the window. See, outside this one, I've got no hope. Let's just... Maybe I need to open my nails first. Alright, so I've got 100 nails. So let's try again. Wooden floor. Not having any of it. Doesn't want to know. Out of this window though. No problems whatsoever. And that's always a bit... We've always found that a bit weird. So now I can get out the window. I'm on a ledge.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Why couldn't I build one out of this window on this side when I can build one on that side? Doesn't make any sense.
But yes, I actually am just taking in... Today I'm just kind of... Since the for those who are joining in on and expecting me to be playing multiplayer today, Ben and I have discovered that our multiplayer server is going mental.
Yeah, it's definitely having issues. Don't quite know what's going wrong with it, but it is definitely going wrong. I'll put the bourbon in there. Put the annotated.
Oh, did I tell you that on my
Let's have a read of that.
On the solo playthrough that I did find a house that was a survivor house, one of these mansions.
I think you
That
mentioned
one of
it
the
the other week.
mansions was actually, yeah, this one mansion actually was a survivor house.
A beginner turret book. How to use generators. Right, so I am definitely in the market for a generator. That's the word I'm looking for, and failing to find miserably. So I need to go and find one, which means I'm going to have to get through Rosewood. I'm going to place the mouse trap. Why can't I place the mouse trap? Oh, yes, because you have to already put it on the floor. Right, so I'm going to put it there.
Downside is the water's been cut off, so
yeah, my water's
everything's been cut off now.
I need cheese for my traps.
Drink
Not to be
this stale
atypical
milk.
at all. You know, atypically, we're going to catch a mouse and a rat with cheese and a mouse trap. Right, which means going and searching some...
Let's go ahead and eat this onion.
Finding some... actually a generator in a garage. You also find them in lockups, storage areas. So
Eating all these veggies before they...
You do that. You eat that
go
veg.
completely bad.
It's good for you. Eat that veg.
Because the power is out and the water is out. So I am taking and filling as much as I can out of these mansions before I...
That's it. Help them with your long blunt skill. Whew, that was hectic.
Though I do have a mod called Emergency Drinking Water.
Emergency drinking water.
Yes, it is where basically where basically you take and have even the zombies carry them. It's bags that are sealed that are of water.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, yes, Chubby, you can. I mean, on our multiplayer server, even though we've got the server set to extremely rare loot, we're not short of food by a long shot. We've got an abundance of the stuff, and even on most playthroughs, and the shelves of, I mean, all of the playthroughs that we've done, the shelves have been absolutely rammed with food and hardware items and books and this, that, and the other. It's been really quite a thing, hasn't it, Super? I mean, we're not struggling on the extremely rare loot, and this goes back to what I was saying earlier. Back in the day, you'd come along, and there'd be next to nothing in a store, and that was years ago. So this goes, and then at some point they decided to make it so that there was more loot, so it was easier to survive, and it was turning away less players, which I think was the ultimate goal, really, for doing that, or that decision.
But yes, I have been on here. I actually have it to where the funny thing is I gathered seeds and stuff. and I've been gathering water just because of the fact that I mean, can't go wrong with more water.
Right, so at the moment you cannot capture a live rabbit. What you can do is you can build a trap, and you have, well, I guess it's alive at that point, is it? It's not dead when you trap it, or is it dead in the trap? I don't remember.
It is dead once you get out of the trap, then it is pretty much dead.
Yeah. So you can't, although NPC animals are coming to the game, rabbits aren't one of them. They're farm animals like chickens and cows and pigs. And you will also get NPC deer, so you can go hunting for deer. And you can use the foraging technique, which again was introduced in Build 41. It was a foraging overhaul. And I'll quickly demonstrate this. Oh, that's it. That's my baseball bat just broke. Whoops! Time to break out the axe. The Axeman cometh. Return of the Axeman! Right, so, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is basically what's coming in Build 42. Basically the whole idea of having animals that you can cart around and turn a farm into it. And this, again, ties into where Indie Stone want you to go with your playthroughs, in that you're building a community. So you've got that livestock, you've got people who specialised in, say, animals, blacksmithing, and other non-starter traits. Because at the moment, the way that Project Zomboid works is the apocalypse happened yesterday. That was the outbreak. And so everybody's either a zombie or a survivor. But there's more zombies than there are survivors, obviously. Oh, she nearly got me. Whew, that was a bit close. I almost forgot to swing my axe. I practically ran up and gave her a hug. And there's a generator. That's exactly what we need.
Well, you know, Van.
Yes, I know. Stop hugging.
They like when you come give them a hug.
They love it because they then get to bite you in the neck. I think it was as much a surprise to her as it was for me. Well, we don't actually have a release date for Build 42. What they have said, though... why can't I pick that up? Oh, because you just go take generator. They haven't got a release date for Build 42, and they've said what's holding it up is actually the crafting system. So what they said, this was last Thursday, not this week, the week before, is that they're going to polish off what they've got and release what they've got. But yeah, so we don't know as yet. And it was slated by, this was Mr. Atomic Duck, who's another YouTuber who does Project Zomboid. He said it was one of the developers had said Q2. Well, Q2 is been and gone. We're now into Q3, but again, goes back to what I was saying. They don't rush out their content. They get their content right. So it may be in a couple of months. It may be longer than that. Don't know at this point. It's a case of it'll be released when it's released. And the community's absolutely itching for it. Nalzaro. No, I've had a good look at your name. I can learn to pronounce it. So yeah.
Here we go.
But yeah, I mean, it's. I would really have liked NPC players to have come, but they're saying that might not even be in Build 43, but in Build 44.
All right.
Well, absolutely, Chubby. You're going to need a decent-sized amount of land. You're probably going to need to have water barrels around for them to drink from, so that and grain and things like that to keep them alive. So you've got a proper livestock system going on. But yeah. So places like the base outside of Rosewood is ideal. Another good place to do that, if there's grass there, and this is a place where Super has built bases before, is the radio towers that are around. Because they look like they might be really useful. Right, so I've actually got one of the goals that I really need for this playthrough, and that is a generator. Now, something that I was saying earlier is that Rosewood has a fair few places where you've got propane tanks in barbecues. So a bit of combat. This guy's going to fall over the fence, so it gives me a small window of opportunity.
Well, you know,
to one-hit kill them if you can actually get in place properly. Otherwise they do that. They do a fence lunge like that one did. And it just knocks you off balance a bit. It gives other zombies an opportunity to
okay, so
kill
because
them.
of the fact that it's late, I'm not going to go out, make my way to into West Point yet.
Oh, why not?
I'm sorry, Ven. I'm not you.
Yeah, no one's this kind of insane, right? Yeah, because just because it gets dark does not stop me.
Thing is I can actually go fishing though.
Yeah, you can.
Because my nice platform is on a lake.
Oh, yes, of course. Safety.
See?
Yeah, you see, it's all clever.
And I build a composter. The zombie can't get at me while I'm fishing.
But you can climb over the composter, right?
No.
You dismantle it and then put it up when you need to.
I basically take it apart. Well, once you put it down, if you don't move it, then the zombies can't get at it.
Yeah.
But once you pick it up, the zombies can actually break it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
There we go. You learned something new. Right, so...
in order to actually get something that they can't break, I have to put a new composter down each time.
Okay, that sounds like a pain, but on the face of things, it's not that bad. Right, okay, so we have a generator. We've got the makings of our base. So what I need to do is need to cut down some trees. Oh yeah, of course I've got a propane tank. Need to go drop that off. Now it'd be better if I had an actual wood axe for this. It will cut down the trees a lot quicker. There might actually be some logs here that I can make planks with in these log piles. I'm going to put that in here, actually, that propane tank. But I need to work on my carpentry, so there's a log. We'll saw that. Log 2. Because I have a saw in my inventory, I can saw logs. And if they ended up, yeah, they've ended up in my inventory. Thank you very much for overloading me. That's what this icon here means. It actually looks like a brain with a stem, but it's a guy holding up a big pack. It's the worst icon ever.
Yeah.
Take those planks straight up.
You know, I just was fishing and I don't have any way to cook the fish.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot. I have a
Can't use
propane
a
tank, but I don't have.
So you can't just bang a fire on the floor. or rustle up a barbecue from somewhere.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but I don't exactly want to build another composter. Or I could just go to the one of the mansion that is actually secured and use the fireplace.
I'll tell you what I haven't been collecting. Oh, seriously, I can't get in through that window. What a pain that is. Let's do it from the inside. What? Seriously, pry it open then. No, that was a pain.
Because I do have...
Well, I'm going to drop off these
couple tree branches I can use to light the fire.
Why can't I put them in the box? Oh. That scarf's definitely second-hand. Let's fill up my bottles whilst I've still got some water.
Let's add these to the...
To tell you what, I don't need that other box of nails in my inventory. Full garbage bags, it's probably not going to be enough, but I don't think my level of carpentry is anywhere near enough to actually get a water supply going at the minute, because I can't make the rain catcher barrels. So if I click on there and go carpentry, there's 2 rain collector barrels. There's this one which takes a level 7 of carpentry, just the same as the stairs, and this one which takes level 4, which I don't have. I'm only level 2.
See, one nice thing is I actually, about using these the mansions, is the one is actually secured. It's a survivor home. I cannot use it to sleep in, but I can use it to cook in. That is not against the rules for me to cook in one.
No, well, that's fair enough, isn't it? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the platforms as much as I can. At least then that way I'm mostly prepared. And then I have to read the books, because I've got a mod called Book Learner. Actually reading books gives me the experience rather than it giving me an experience bonus.
Alright, so as I demonstrated in the multiplayer server, you can take and use scrap wood. Say, like, if you take something apart and you have scrap wood, I'm gonna demonstrate by disassembling this door,
which will give you planks. Just
probably
when you don't
at
want it
my
to.
level of...
Yeah, just when you don't want it to, it's going to give you planks, right?
Pretty much. Yep, it gave me a plank. But yes, the trick is that you can actually take and take scrap wood. I'm gonna do it. See if I can't take and tear up this birchwood floor. That's right. Break it. Break it. All right. So I'm going to tear up the floor. I'm going to throw the birchwood floor into the cupboards here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disassemble now.
Right, I'll leave those planks there. I don't need them right away. But I do need to get some garbage bags. Now, I've got 4. And I think that allows me to build just the basic one. Garbage bags for... Oh, so I just need some garbage, a few garbage bags. So the plan is to build this out here, cover all over this bit, because once you walk through the sort of like the apex roof, you just fall straight through. There's no flooring for you to stand on, so you have to build that first. And then on this side here, build a stairs up, and then a platform against the side of the building where I can add more barrels for the sinks at the top of the house. At least that's the plan, but I have to build up my carpentry for that. So let's grab what we can in the way of planks. So I'm going to have some in my backpack, some in my main inventory, so I can get quite a bit done.
All right. So then I got the scrap wood. You can literally get rid of the scrap wood by putting it into the fireplace or a barbecue.
You could use it as fuel, can't you?
Yes, you can use it as fuel. So...
I'm carrying 12 planks in my main inventory and 2 in my backpack. My character is grossly overloaded, and if you see the heart icon on the left hand side, you can see it's shaking, indicating that I'm actually taking damage. And that's because I'm so overloaded. So we take a look at that. You can see my health is slowly dropping, slowly going down. So I need to get rid of this load as quickly as I can. And I've just shut the window. Because E opens the window and shuts the window, but pressing E and holding it opens it. It gets you through it. It actually allows you to walk through it, so it's a bit rubbish.
These couple of fish fillets, that way they don't go bad.
Fish fillet. What more could you want? Filet o fish. One of my favourite meals from McDonald's.
Alright, there we
But
go.
you can see what I mean about there being nothing for you to walk on. So quite often people just walk straight into the room below. So you have to be careful about that.
And of course it's raining in my game.
Why would it
and
not be raining?
Because of the fact that I cannot use houses.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I cannot plumb this house.
No.
Until I actually get into building my own base.
I'm going to leave all of that stuff up here, so I'm not carting it around. Right, that's half past. So what I'm going to do, get inside. I will build up my character a bit. Hopefully for next week we'll get the server back up and running. Yeah, hopefully get that back up and running. And what I'll do is I will swap out to Plains of Pain for the next 30 minutes so you can see some gameplay from that. Like I said, I've been playing it a lot recently. I've really been enjoying it. So, and it is quite cheap. I think it shows a lot of potential as a game that's in alpha.
You know what I'm surprised in this game?
What's that?
Is they don't actually have where you can actually take and do the whole use tin cans, empty tin cans as water collectors.
Yeah. I think Build 42 allows you to use them as scrap metal, so that you can make things like nails and that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Plains of Pain is set in the apocalyptic wasteland, of course. It's sort of like the apocalypse has happened after a major advancement in technologies that the cars fly, basically, and you can make flying cars, and I actually have one. So you get to choose your avatar in the game. I'm going to choose that one, and I'll explain some of the mechanics in this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the music down, because the music seems quite loud at the minute. Because I wasn't expecting to stream this today.
Were we expecting to stream
Multiplayer Project Zomboid?
Solo?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm level 11, so you can see I've been playing it a little bit, but let's quickly do the settings. Audio, music can go away. Thank you very much. And I'll just drop the volume, total volume down a bit. Okay, great. So, this is my car. It's a Stream Stang. I found it. And let's just go for a quick drive in it. Use it as storage. There we go. Look. Unfortunately, gasoline is a premium, so I don't want to fly it too much. And then if you look at it and look, there's a load of stuff in it and gear. Where's all of my stuff gone? Where's all my combat stuff gone? There it is. Alright, so combat, let's get the sword out. No, right, okay, I actually just completed the quest as well. So the currency in this game are rusty nuts, or gold nuts, or wolfram nuts. And those are basically what you're finding. So I've got workbench, an anvil, a shredder here, and lots of wooden crates, lots of stuff in. So I've got a couple of golden nuts which I've been using, and I've been building up my golden nut supply to buy a filter for this thing, this sort of like faucet, and it's taken me ages to do it. But if I actually look at it, because clean water is a problem in the wasteland, you can build this thing, which is a condenser, which does provide you with water, but the water is in fact dirty, which will hurt your health. But like both of them produce water over time, one produces clean water, the other one doesn't. In order to craft some of the stuff, you need to have the workbench and the anvil close by, and you can see that in the bottom left hand corner I've got two green icons which represent the anvil and the workbench, and that allows you to craft equipment like combat gear, ammunition, containers, tools, a telescope. I didn't know I could do that. I always thought that was a torch. I never really read it. Melee weapons, short firearms, long firearms, other materials, other than the filter, which I really needed. Explosives, food, and first aid items. So you need them in your inventory. Plus, equipment. Some of the hardest things to do is actually get decent backpacks. You initially start off building a rag backpack, move on to perhaps the leather one, then the crate backpack, and the one I've got at the minute, which is the cargo backpack. So, there are varying towns and factions around. Let's go and visit some of the... Because this is the starter area. This is where you start off on your single player game. It does have multiplayer. And let me introduce you to some of the world famous characters in the game. It's night time. That's why it's dark. It's getting dark. Frank and Ron. These guys will save your life countless times if you stick around them. What happens is there are raids on towns such as this, and you're able to basically, you can't fight them off on your own, and there will be quite a few, but Frank and Ron will. So what you can do is these guys are traders as well, so you can see that they use the rusty nuts you can use rusty nuts to buy items that you may need to start building. Some of them take golden nuts, which are really difficult to get hold of, whereas Ron, he'll take much more basic stuff, such as like this sharp rusty knife of venom, and you can poison weapons, melee weapons, or you can trade them in. So I'll do that and I'll get a couple of rusty nails for it, which I can then use for building. Cockroaches, rocks, grasshoppers, dog food, bone knives, they'll all get you sort of like the basic materials you need to get yourself started and start building up a base. When you come across these sort of things, you can just build them up, but you need specific items. So you can craft those two. The only thing I'm missing here is the anti-grav core module. And let's put that in there. Then that's everything other than an anti-grav core module. And it actually tells you where you can buy them from. It says you can buy from Bob Bucks in the Wasteland for 83 golden nuts. And that's the best place to buy them from. You can best sell them at Lucas Buck in Holly Haven for 27 gold nuts. Right, let's see. And it is dark at the moment. It's because it's sort of like 7:30 in the evening. There is a time in the bottom left hand corner, but you can see I've been around this a fair bit. Now Bob Bucks is actually over here, and you can see I've been quite across the wasteland at the moment. You've got the I don't know what TOS stands for, but I found a couple of outposts. There's like the Stuffy Pit down here, which are the bad guys. But places like Stuffy Hub, Holly Haven, the Sloppy Yard up there, the Dirt Colony, they're bad guys. Smuggler's Hole, there's bad guys. But basically, in order to get additional loot, you come across crates like this, and you'll be able to search them. And then you may got some rusty nuts, or you may get a bearing. And you can get some of the basic materials by doing this scavenging. There's more nuts. Oh, alright, okay, so there's a barrel here. Let's examine the liquid first rather than just drinking it, and it's actually dirty water. You can go inside these stuff. There's stuff on the floor. That's leather, not particularly interested. Garlic. Garlic is useful to, not only can you eat it, but you can turn it into one of the crafting things you can do. It's one of the first aid items. You can use it to create bandages. So you pick up rags off of, again, from looting enemies that you've killed, or from the crates. Stones and garlic, you find those all over the place as well. And then you can just craft yourself a bandage. So we'll do that, and then we have a bandage that will allow me to heal myself. You do have guns. That one's in bad condition. Let's take... Alright, so we've got a gun that's in bad condition. I've got some oil somewhere. Oil, there we go. So what you can do is, instead of left clicking to repair things, like if you use a whetstone on a bladed implement like this sword, if you use the right click and drag and drop it, you should be able to. I think I need it actually in my hands. Let's try that. Ball bearing gun. Yeah, so we do that, and there. So that's improved it. It's now 100% condition. I've still got some oil left, and this is actually a ball bearing gun. So I can reload it, and then that gives me 20 shots in a ball bearing gun. I have a decent stash of ball bearings, which again I've looted. Now you come across crates, big sort of like metal containers, and you need these keys with the tags on, the Bandit Chief keys, in order to loot them. You will find some really cool loot in those. But let's go for a quick run. Now I haven't really done anything with this pump station up here, but let's go with this guy. So actually, let's go with the gun. So there's this guy here.
But yeah, did I tell you? Did I not tell you last week who they actually announced for the event that I'm going to?
You have mentioned it, yes, but go for it again.
Yeah,
you want to get a cooler.
Rosario Dawson.
You're getting your R2-D2 cooler.
Well, that I'm gonna be doing next weekend, but the 20th, I'm actually meeting Rosario Dawson.
Ooh.
That event that I'm going to here in July.
Yeah.
That I went to last year. The Voices Against Cancer, or 605 Pop Culture Con.
Mm-hmm.
They have actually announced Rosario Dawson as one of their guests.
Oh. She plays Ahsoka, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Ahsoka Tano. Yeah.
So
I knew that name sounded familiar. I really enjoyed Ahsoka.
If you remember Josie and the Pussycats,
the
movie.
Yes, I do. I don't.
Rachel A. Cook.
Yeah, well, you see, I'm quite the movie buff, but I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Yeah, it's based off of the comic book Josie and the Pussycats. Well, she plays the character Valerie.
Ah, she's been in quite a lot. She's one of those actresses that's been in quite a lot of things, but I think Ahsoka was her.
Ahsoka was her biggest role in
her first lead
Star
role,
Wars.
isn't it? Yeah. She might have been in other things.
Yeah, she's been in other things.
Yeah, a lot of other things, but never as a main character. Not as like the lead character, so to speak. Ugh! Where did you come from? You managed to sneak up on me.
Take a taste of my machete, you zombos.
It's practically what you're facing. They're not in this game. They're not zombies. They've just gone mad from the heat and the dehydration and that. And because it's night time, it's dark. But let's go to the nearest town, which is Stuffy Hub. I could use my car.
That's an interesting name of a town.
Yeah, you've got Dusty Lair, Sloppy Yard, Holy Haven. Oh, hello. Someone's shouting at me. Who's that? Oh, there he is. Oh, bandit.
Where's Snowman?
And right, so this is one of those containers I was talking about. Right, so he's got a few. So he's actually got a key. He's got another sword. We'll take that. The wire's always useful. The saw blade. They also drop food.
You said bandit. I thought you had Smokey.
Smokey, yeah, you can hear the town defending itself. Right, so these keys. So we can actually search this, but we need to crack it open first with the key that we just picked up. Picked up. I think either one of these will work, but you have to put it in your hand, and then it gives you the option to unlock it. And hopefully we'll get something decent out of this. Goes, yeah, that works, and then you're able to search it. So coils, they're worth something. They're worth some gold nuts. Ball bearings, always worth a look. Rusty nuts. We all love.
Yeah, I'm getting close to West Point. I can tell just because there's a whole ton of zombies.
I think I'll take the leather. Now, there is sort of like an RPG element to this, because like different weapons do different amounts of damage. Now, one of the things is, now these guys with the lights, they just don't ever seem to do anything. Right? You can see the bodies sort of like of that bandit is now sort of disintegrated into just a skeleton. And so there's a way of tying out. And these guys, they don't attack, but they just wander around with lights on their heads. I'm not sure what that's about, but it's not attacking me, so I don't care. So, Stuffy Hub is the nearest town. Has a few interesting traders in it, and so you go up to them, and then you basically, if you want one of these items, you just drop a pile of rusty nuts in there, or in this case, the plank gives you rusty nuts, or bones give you rusty nuts. Like I say, it's the currency in game, and there are varying outposts. Some nice features in the game, and this is only an alpha, as I said. So what's this? Lucy Hazard. So she'll take a saw-bladed axe and give you 3 golden nuts, and that's practically what I've been doing. It took ages to get the 143 nuts I needed to be able to buy the filter I needed for that water pump. Fred, what have you got for me, Fred?
You know the cool part about not having vehicles, Van?
No, what's that?
I can kill on the road and not have to worry.
Yeah, true. You can't possibly upset our good friend Chili Dog.
Alright, let's go back to the platform. I'll come back down here and slaughter. I told Chili, I said, in this playthrough, on solo, I don't have to take and worry about having a car on the road.
Yeah.
Because he's coming while I'm doing this. He's like, monster. I'm like, hey, I have no cars. I don't have to worry.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So there are varying vendors in the towns.
Hello,
and each town also has a bounty board which you can get jobs off. Now, you can go to any of the traders, pretty much. So let's go to Viper in here. Viper Bella. And usually you get the option to talk to them. Some of them will have other missions for you as well. Let's try Don. No. NPCs.
Don? Dish soap?
Right, so this is the mayor, Shade K, and if you spot, you get the option to ask for a job. He'll give you a quest, and it will say craft 5 bandages. So I need to go find the components to craft 5 bandages, and that's done. But you see, it's a job that I will do in a matter of course. Now, some of these towns have their own build items. So here's another well. That you can see that this pipe is white. That means that it hasn't been built yet. It's just a placeholder. And so this is where the filter comes in. I can craft the pump. Let's put those together. I can put those in that I've got. Those in. I've got any rusty nuts. Can do those. Saw blades. Yeah, I've got a couple of saw blades. I can put those in. So there's a few items that I can add to this. But again, it's the filter that's going to cost me. But again, it will give me fresh water in the end. Holy Haven has a few others. I didn't place these, they were already here. So this one, again, you can add the pipe, you can add the sheet metal, add the iron scrap, and other bits and pieces as and when I find them. So, can I craft another bandage? I can. And another one. So that's 2 out of the 5. And that's basically it. Right. Let's take on this guy. Now you can see the flying...
It's August and it's raining cats and dogs.
You can see the flying cargo there. grab the bandages and grab the plank. Not so worried about the wooden stick. So yeah, overall for an alpha, it's not bad. There's quite a reasonably fledged out game. Now there are some issues, obviously, because it's an alpha. Whereas Frank and Ron yesterday for me, I ended up with 2 Franks and 1 Ron. I did find an area to the north up here where those. Okay, lovely, thank you. I'm being supplied with food. This is fantastic. I've just been given a sausage roll. Homemade sausage roll. Awesome. So, yeah, so there was a horrible gap in the map, which I don't know whether you can fall through it or not. I didn't try, because that's definitely a moment where you're going to lose your gear permanently. I'll post some photographs of that. Took some screenshots, and then I'm actually part of the Discord for this game. So I'm going to post bug reports in there, so that they've got things to work on. Like I say, it is alpha. But yeah, there's quite a large gameplay area. So and it is multiplayer as well. So and I don't think it's definitely worth a look in. And for 13 quid, why not? You know. So I'm just going to take a look at these buildings over here. I know at the moment it's a bit dark. I was hoping to spot a smokestack which has appeared over here, which is fantastic. Good. So during the wasteland, because it's procedurally generated, or the map doesn't appear to be, but the contents of the map is. Every now and again you get these smokestacks which are downed cars, and these are a good source of things like coils and filters and pumps. I've not had a filter off them, but there's an alternator, aluminium scrap, more pipe work. In fact, I'm just going to take all of that. Bearings, and you'll need all of that sort of thing to craft stuff. So one of the things I need is a pump. So I need a workbench for that. My workbench is at home over here. Mr. Chan is over there in the... So, Mr. Chan, there he is. Whilst I'm talking about stuff, the bad guys come up and try and attack me.
Well, why are you letting them come up and attack you?
Because I'm talking and looking at a map. I'm explaining things. I'm doing my job as a YouTuber. Okay, so let's see if I can make a pump. So I can make another bandage. Cool. So that's 3 or 4 out of 5. Alright, so this is actually under materials. I don't have that. I'm missing the springs and the tubes. I've got the metal though, and the aluminium. So I just need a bearing, 4 springs and a tube. Thankfully, as you can see, I've done a lot of scavenging in this game. So I need another bearing, so split the stack, split the stack, split the stack. So I only need 1. And then I can do that just a minute. I can take the coil, put the coil in there. Let's check out the next one. Because I needed springs, didn't I? Springs? Were there springs in there? Yeah, split the stack, that gives me the 4 springs I need. And then I can hopefully, now I can't craft the pump. Why can't I craft the pump? Oh, I need a pipe. I'm pipeless. There we go, split the stack. Pipe. Put them together. So there's a filter, a pressure module. I've used those. Actually, do I need one of those? I don't think I do, but I can make those, so that's not a problem. So we'll craft the pump. So we've now got a pump which we can put in the water thing up at Stuffy Hub, and then it's just a case of finding the filter. Again, it's the filters that are the problem. If you could make them, that would be so much better. You just can't, unfortunately, and they don't seem to be a lootable item. At least I haven't come across one. Not whilst looting, anyway. Let's grab the garlic. Stones, I need stones. Do I have stuff? I've got stones. Can I now craft another first aid item? Five rags. Got the stone, got the garlic, so I must be missing the rags. And in that lot, I can't see it. It's there somewhere, honest. Let's put those in there. Or maybe I just used them all. Oh no, there are 4. So I'm a rag short. Oh, hello. Pile of scrap. Let's have a search. Yeah, we'll have all of that. Thank you very much. Again, that wasn't there a minute ago. Have I got anything in the back of the car? It's been using that as a thing. I've got 255 coils. That's not right. I haven't looted that many. I had 3 best and 255 bearings. Again, that doesn't sound right. Something's not quite right there, but I do have rags galore, which means so there's definitely something not going right there, because I can sell them. Best buy from restaurant, best sell for 4 golden nuts from Bob Bucks, who I can then buy a filter from the other thing. So we could be really cheeky, and but that seems to be. I feel like it's cheating. I don't like to cheat. Oh yeah, that was it. I can just craft that on the fly. Oh damn it! I need more. I've got the stone. I just need the rag. Need some more rags. I'll just take that, and then we can craft another one. It's completed. Medic level increased to 60. Really? Okay, so that's let's just put those in there. Right, so let's have a look at our skills. So as you level up, you gain points to spend where you like. I've been leveling it equally at the minute, but I could substantial. So post-apocalyptic badass increases your health. Furious berserker elevates your critical hit chances, or saving stamina and boosts your critical hit damage as well. Shadow saboteur increases your ability to remain concealed and undetected. Because you just can't approach every settlement. Some of the settlements will just outright start shooting at you. You have to have the right faction level with them, or reputation. Scavenger reduces weapons and tools wear whilst providing high chance of finding rare items. I think I might put a lot of effort into that one. I think I might dump everything into that in a minute, because I need it. Get the options to re-roll a couple of times. Medic boosts your passive regeneration, increases the effectiveness of all healing items, making you a tough opponent in the battlefield. Savage Nomad awakens primal instincts that amplify weapon damage of all types. Again, that's really useful. Penetration Ace allows your attacks to pierce through any armors with unmatched precision. Extends your weapon range with the marksman while enhancing accuracy. Smuggler naturally ensures great discounts and profits in bartering. Also get more items from production building. See, again, that's another useful one, because if you can increase the amount of water you get out of your pipes, then you're not going to go short of water. Architect, with efficiency in mind, reduces the amount of materials needed for the construction of all blueprints. They're all kind of useful. I think the scavenger one higher chance of finding rare items or yielding greater quantities of loot. I think early on that's the one you really ought to go for, along with Savage Nomad to amplify your weapon damage. I think those are the two you really need to go for to start off with, and Furious Berserker. I think those are the three you should really concentrate on. But there we go, that is Plains of Pain. I think I've pretty much covered most of all of the stuff, the content in there that there is at the minute. You can, apart from you can build things pretty much anywhere. Spawn points are, you basically, with rags and wire, you can create a mattress, put that on the down on the floor, and then you can set that as your spawn point. This is a recommended thing for you to do, because if you die over this end of the map, that's going to take 10 minutes to get back there, and you're going to have to, if you've taken your car and your car's over there, that's a long walk. So make bases, make beds in places where you can get to, and basically set yourself a respawn point close to where you're going to fight and quite probably die. And to do things like that, you just hit the build button, gives you this blueprints, and then you can add storages, sources, which is like where the water condenser came in, produces a source of dirty water. It's a shame you can't do something to clean that. Build vehicles such as the Stream Stang, which I've got, or the Transistor, which is actually sitting at Frank and Ron's, and I'm missing the anti-gravity core. Functional items like the mattress, campfires, the workbench, the anvil, the shredder, and a stove. I didn't know I could build that. I might be able to put that down somewhere. But then you've got an underground hideout. Now people have been using underground hideouts, and there's a bug with that where you come out of the hideout and fall through the floor. Defenses, so you can build defensive walls and people on the watchmen, so that they keep the wandering bad guys out, and then frames for houses and buildings and things like that, and modular walls. So there's that whole base building guide thing going on there, which I haven't even got to yet. But yeah, so that's Plains of Pain. It's not exactly what I planned for today, but now it's actually sort of like beginning to sort of lighten up at night. The moon's coming out. But yeah, I think it's worth. I think for an alpha release, it's pretty good. It's definitely very playable. I've not had any crashes with it. There were a few bugs, as I've mentioned. It's worth, definitely, even as it is now, worth the £13. So there we go. So that's it from me for this week. So Super, you still there, mate?
Yep, I'm still here.
Excellent. So it's goodbye from Super.
So long till probably next week.
Yeah, indeed. And it's goodbye from me. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join the Discord channel. And let's get a conversation going. But until next week, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.